About 5 years ago, I realized that there was this big blackness. And before that, I'd had a lot of loss in my life. And I felt like I couldn't be with that blackness. It's like there's this big layer of pain over this big black hole.
Go through it. There's no going around it, I'm afraid. Go through it doesn't mean you've got to get stuck in it, right? It just means you go through this scary place, but never forget that you're going in it to go through it. It's like, if you want to drive to New York City, you got to go through Nebraska. It may be flat and boring as hell, but you got to go through it anyway.
Right.
It's kind of like that. It's not so you go there, set up camp, build a house, and live in the pain forever. But you do, whatever's there, you just go through it. Have the emotion rather than grasp the emotion.
It's like I don't know how to not grab.
Just don't believe mind. You can't stop the mind from its commentary. Just realize the mind doesn't know. It's trying to know. That's what minds do, don't they? Sometimes it's nice to have a mind that's trying to know. Sometimes it comes in handy in practical application. But in all the other areas, it doesn't come in handy at all. But give it its due. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. Trying to know. But you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. Yeah. It's the most important step is just prying your hands off the steering wheel. Only then can you realize it steers itself. And it always has. And it always will. Everybody has their own way of covering over that void. That's what the whole egoic thing is about, ultimately, when you strip away all of its reasoning and all the subtlety that gets created around it and the explanations. Basically, it's just an avoidance of the void. That's all. And some people, the way their system is hooked up, they avoid the void through pain or through fear. Other people avoid the void through happy egos. Like the Stepford Wives or something, everything's fine. And that is, you can actually avoid the void with, being sort of a sunshiny person. That can also be a way to avoid the void. So people are hooked up, we're all hooked up differently as ways that are very, very skillfully help mind avoid its source. Help the mind, which wants to know, avoid the unknown. And once you realize, oh, that's what this protective thing is, it's just a way to avoid the void. That's all it is. And when you're ready, you just, do a big old swan dive and go in anyway. Fairly often, part of spiritual work is, at some point or another, most everybody goes through their shadow side. The shadow side that spiritual people are avoiding like hell. That's why they're spiritual. Because it's good and light and angels and all that's fine, don't get me wrong, but a lot of, not all of the reason, but some of the reason why a lot of people are spiritual personality types is because they're hiding from this darkness. They want to be on the light side and the good side all the time. Well, that's fine, but if you want to get to the highest good, at some point or another, your shadow's going to show up. Okay? Your demons, whatever they are. Whatever they are. only when you can go through your demons without pushing them or grasping them tight do you see that actually the demons cannot hurt anything. They can only hurt if you're grasping them or pushing them. If you're not doing that, they cannot hurt anything. They have no power.